when you try to help back something you say, because you're afraid of what other people might think of you. And when is the last time you've changed the way you act, the way you dress, the way you express yourself, the way you think, because someone might judge you? And it happens to the best of us. But why? What is the reason that we always do that? What is the reason why we hide our own true identities to the society and be someone who we're not truly are? And the answer is really simple. It's social norms and social expectations. My name is Ricky Chen and I'm from Vancouver, Canada. I'm taking this course because I want to make the connection between law, social movement, and advocacy. And I define social norm as a set of rules, a set of expectations from the society to create a structured, organized community for people to not have outliers. But again, human itself, we're not designated to be all the same. We're not designated to be the same kind of people, the same kind of clones. We have our own identities and we aspire to be someone who we truly are. But under this pressure, social pressure from your peers, from your teachers, from everyone in your community, we tend to be someone who we don't actually like, or we don't actually be. The social justice part is really interesting because once you have this social set of pressure on you, you tend to act very differently, and you tend to fall into the same kind of stereotype, which is what we don't want. My action plan is to build a online anonymous platform for people to share their own opinions, express themselves freely, and build an inclusive community. There's going to be operators and moderators to make the environment safe for everyone to express their own feelings, because obviously we encourage different types of opinions, but at the same time we have a set of community rules for people to express it safely in a way that it doesn't harm others. Finding your own identities, exploring your own identities is very confusing. And I personally had a lot of struggles with it. On a random night, I will ask myself, is the way I present myself really the way I see myself? Is the way I look at myself really myself? And every single time when I struggle in that scenario, I really wish someone was there for me to help me or just be present. The fact that I know there's someone there for me already helps and solve half the problem. My action plan creates this community that supports each other to a certain extent where when you're struggling with something, you know that there's a whole community caring. And I believe that is very important because once you know there's a community out there that struggles the same, that helps you, you'll feel a lot better. And again, finding your identities is hard. And what's even harder is try to explore something new. Stepping outside of your comfort zone, be someone you don't usually be, and be someone that's out of the social norm and out of the social expectations is really hard. But I encourage everyone in this room to take a step outside of your comfort zone. Be someone you're not comfortable with. Be someone that is different. Be someone that is unique. Be someone that is free. Be someone that is not part of the social rules. And again, be a Hello Kitty guy in a room full of student ties. Thank you.
What makes your platform different from, say, a site like Reddit, where there's like already communities like that?
So, again, I acknowledge that there's a lot of community out there actively building this kind of platform for people to share identities and their ideas towards things. But obviously, platforms like Reddit they aim for everyone to share everything about a certain topic, basically any topic. They're open for anything, and they define their success as a set of users having an active argument or discussion towards anything. But my success, the way I define my success is that there's people helping each other and people are solving a particular problem and struggle. And this, my action plan, is strictly kind of in the school community instead of, Reddit kind of open to everyone else. And I think creating this inclusive space and a very specific goal, which is to solve this kind of pressure of being part of the social norm. I think it targets a very specific point where it's very different from a subreddit or a group that you can create in a Reddit post. And I think that obviously Reddit has, I had a lot of ideas from Reddit itself, like community rules and operators. But again, it's that goal that you have is different that makes this project different for me. Yeah.
Have you considered actual in-person meetups rather than just doing this online?
That's a very good question. I actually thought about having in-person meetup, and again, the way I had to make this strictly online was because in person, obviously there's a lot of active community people that are trying to create safe space in person for people to talk to each other. But again, even under those communities and spaces, you tend to feel a pressure of the social norm as well, in a way that you're talking to strangers, people that you might not trust. It takes that one extra step to trust someone. And I think that's fairly hard for someone that are already struggling with their own identities. And the more they step out and get rejected from the social society, I think the less they'll try to step out into in-person. And online, it creates a space for people to not worry about other people because obviously it's anonymous. Nobody would know who you actually are, and in a way, it creates a place where you can share your own identities without getting judged. That's kind of like the whole point.